Hey everybody, so it is Sunday, so it's time for my weekly check-in as per usual. I think I'm going to start affectionately calling these the Sunday Soapbox, trying to get away from the old name, which apparently had already been used by somebody. So it's a Sunday Soapbox. It's time for me to come in and just kind of give you some thoughts, some things to mull over the last week. So I wanted to touch base first of all on the fact that, you know, I said in my one of the last videos about how if I had one more stumbling block, one more problem, that it was going to be an entirely huge issue. And, you know, my policy has always been about the 2-2-2 plan. We plan for the next 2 days, we plan for the next 2 months, and that gets us where we want to be in the next 2 years. And I, you know, looking back on the last 2 days and trying to find negatives and turn them into positives, trying to find lessons that we can pick up from that, all that time that we spend. And, you know, I have had some difficulty over the last 2 days. I knew that if I had one more problem with the car, that was going to be it. That, you know, I make my living in the car now, driving for Uber, so it's going to be a problem. And I had a problem with the car. I needed a new battery. And there was no two ways around it. I was already down one cell. The second cell went bad. The car barely started on a jump, and it got me to a store to get it changed. So I was sitting there talking with a guy about what to do. And, you know, as I said in my last broadcast here, if I didn't get it done, if I had something else, that was going to be it for me. And I was in a position where if I didn't get it done, well, then I wasn't going to be able to work. And we all have to work, right? So the old me, the me from before, would have yelled and screamed and beat, you know, got in the car and beat on the wheel and just been basically a toddler throwing a tantrum. But in the last few years, I've tried to find that clarity, that sense that says, you know, the universe isn't out to get you. These are just things that happen, and you have to roll with the punches. And that's kind of been my message all along, is that you have to just roll with the punches that life comes with you. You can't control things. You have to. True happiness comes from understanding that this universe does not give a shit about you. None at all. It continues to roll on, and things continue to happen as they happen. It has nothing to do with you or your desires or anything else. And the battery just happened to go up. It is what it is, and you really just have to deal with it. So instead of losing my cool, instead of being mad at the guy, which, by the way, would have happened before, too. Like, how dare you give me bad news, right? Instead of being mad at him, instead of being mad at myself, instead of being mad at the universe, instead of being mad at the car, I just said, you know what? All right, so it has to be done. So I spent money that I didn't have, basically borrowing against my rent for next month, which is never a smart decision, in order to get the new battery. But it got me back out on the road, and it got me earning money, and, you know, it turned out that this is one of the best weekends I have ever had driving for Uber. So what's the lesson there? The lesson is that there is something that I insanely thought was a negative. The way I set things up last time was one more thing and that's it. I don't know what I'm going to do, and I'm about to embark on this cross-country trip. But something happened, and instead of losing my cool, instead of going crazy, I thought it through, and I dealt with it, and it turned out to be something good. So I think that there's a lesson in there for everybody. It's that, you know, in the moment, you are going to be pushed to lose your cool. You're going to be pushed to say, why me? Oh God, why me? But it's not about you. The universe just is continuing to turn like a clock, and it doesn't really matter what you think or what you want. What's going to happen is going to happen. But it's all about your perspective. It's all about how you react, because that is the only thing that you can control. The only thing you control in this whole universe is how you deal with it. So you can choose to go off and scream and yell and break things, which certainly isn't going to help anything more. Or you can choose to change how you see the world, how you see the things that happen to you. That's really the simple message of everything. And the Tao of letting go, as I see it, is exactly that. It's about letting go of all of those things and just dealing with situations as they arrive as coolly and calmly as possible. We plan for the future. We plan for the best, but we can't control it, and sometimes bad things are going to happen, and you have to learn to change and modify the plan. And that's why I focus on the 2-2-2 plan all the time, because if you are looking at a 2-year goal and something like this happens and it throws a wrench in all of your plans, what are you going to do? I'm on life plan WC137. Certainly not number 1 and certainly not number 2. We are way off of the original plan right now. But you have to be able to roll with the punches. So the whole 222 plan says, here's my 2-year goal. Here's what I want to be in 2 years. Now, what can I be doing in the next 2 months that gets me to that goal? And even smaller than that, small chunks, small manageable chunks. What can I do in the next 2 days that gets me there? And Sunday, as I always tell you, is a great day to look into that. What can I do starting this week out on the right foot, doing the right thing to move forward into the future? What can I do in the next 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, that get me going in the direction I want to be, so that in 2 months I can have achieved that goal and look forward to the next one? And more importantly, I'm building up to that 2-year goal. And if you break it down into manageable chunks, by the time you get to that 2-year goal, you're going to be exactly where you wanted to be. Or you're going to be in a new place, but a place that you want to be. I certainly didn't know that 2 years from now this is where I was going to be, but here I am. So we deal with things as they pop up. We break things into manageable chunks, and we try to do our best and just deal with life as it comes. And of course, the other part of that is, you have to live now. I keep telling you guys, live now, because you only get one trip around this. I will never get today back ever again. So I need to stay focused on doing what I can do today and worrying about the rest when it comes, and not dwelling on the negative of the past, not dwelling on all the failures, looking forward to turning those negatives into positives. So live now, enjoy the moment, but plan for the future. I hope you guys have had a great week. As I said, it's a Sunday soapbox, but that's because my days are based on when I sleep, and I still haven't slept. But you guys are going to get to enjoy this on Monday. I hope that you have sat down over the weekend and you planned out your 222 plans, and you're looking forward to this next week and whatever it may bring for you. So, always, you can reach me at Robert N. Cheek on all your social networks. Certainly check out robertncheek.com for more information, to sign up for my mailing list, to stay up to date on everything that's going on with me, on all this stuff that I'm doing. And of course, I'm super thankful for all the support that I'm getting on Patreon, patreon.com/Robert N. Cheek. Go there to kind of help me out and support me. God knows I'm going to need it this month because, things have not gone according to plan. But we modify the plan, we keep our cool, we move forward, we learn to let it go, and look for the positive in everything. So I hope you guys have a great week. Look for another update later this week, and until then, take care, everybody.